Spring practice only days away. Lane Hurt and Seminoles.com here with head coach Willie Taggart. Coach, year 2 here at Florida State, heading into the spring. What's different this year than last year?
Well, I think everybody knows what to expect now, and when you know what to expect and what's coming, you tend to be able to plan ahead and be able to execute the things we want done a lot better when you know what to do. And this time last year, everybody was trying to figure not only what to do, but try to figure each other out as well. And I think now we all know and understand each other, and you can see the difference just the way we go out and we go about doing business.
I know a big topic of conversation is the quarterbacks. James Blackman, the most experienced, kind of the leader of that group heading into the spring. What are your thoughts on the quarterback room and what you have with numbers-wise and with the guys that you have heading into the spring?
Well, I think you got a mixture of one guy with some experience, and you got some guys in there that doesn't have any experience. And so just like every other position, we got to do a great job of creating some competitive depth, and after going through last season and getting guys injured and not having that competitive depth, we got to do a great job of creating that and getting that within our entire football team, and especially at the quarterback position.
A new man tasked to run the offense in Kendall Briles. When you're looking for a new offensive coordinator, were you looking for someone to hand the offense over to, or was it a case of when you knew that you had an opportunity at Kendall that he was the perfect guy that you could trust to hand over the responsibilities?
Well, I think for me personally, I wanted to get someone that understood and that was very similar to what we were doing. I didn't want to just go and change everything. I was just trying to implement something that we want. And Kendall is a guy that when we changed our offense to South Florida, we went out and visited Baylor, and when they were out there, and the things we got from him, we took, and it worked tremendously for us. So when it came to getting an offensive coordinator, it was good to go find someone that was very similar to what you did, and it was good to be able to get him here. I know one thing for us and our guys, our players are enjoying him being around, and he's had success everywhere he's been doing it, so that makes it easier to hand it over to him and let him go and do what he's been doing his entire coaching career.
When you first met Kendall, what were your impressions of him, and what stuck out to you the most?
Well, I just thought how young he was at the time, but the command that he had in the offensive meeting room when we went out there was impressive, and then just the job that he's done as a coordinator everywhere he's been was always impressive, and it was always a thought that one day we have an opportunity to try to get him on my staff, and got a chance to do that now, and now excited to see him go to work.
A couple more new faces on the offensive staff, starting with Ron Dugans. Obviously, a legend around Florida State, another bridge from the history of the program to the present. What else impressed you about Coach Dugans that made you want to have him on your staff?
Well, I think I think because of having him on my staff before and seeing the difference he made in our kids at South Florida, and the difference we had as an offensive football team, Coach Dugans was a big part of that. So I knew who Coach Dugans was as a player, as a coach, and as a mentor, and again, and what we're trying to build here, and the culture we're trying to have here. I couldn't find a better person that understood me and what I wanted done to come in here and help us get there. And not only from that standpoint, but you think about our players, they've been coached by a guy that came to Florida State the same reason why they came here, and a guy that experienced everything that they want to experience here. He's won a championship. He's played in the NFL. He's graduated from Florida State University. Those are all the things our receivers want to do, and to have someone that sat in that seat and accomplished all those things, and still having success. Why wouldn't you want that type of guy to coach you?
And then a familiar guy to Coach Briles and Randy Clements coming over from Houston as well. Why was he the right guy to lead the offensive line?
Well, I think it's so important that as a coordinator, you have someone at the offensive line position that you understand and know, and again, to make the transition seamlessly with our players, to where they're on the same page when it comes to the run and pass. And Those guys worked together for a while. Had a chance to meet Coach Clement when we went out to Baylor as well, and thought it would be a good fit for our team and a good seamlessly transition for our football team.
From the defensive side of the ball, what kind of growth do you want to see from the defense under defensive coordinator Harlan Barnett?
Well, we want to be better at everything we're doing, and we started out strong in the beginning of the season, didn't finish the way that we needed to. We want to see more execution. We want to make sure we put guys in the right position to make plays, and want to see our guys make the plays we know they're capable of making. We have some talent on that side of the ball, and we as coaches got to make sure we're utilizing that talent by putting them in the best position, and then it's on our players to go out and play like they're capable of playing.
The rising sophomores, we had an opportunity to talk to them about 10 days ago. They talked a lot about wanting to help be part of the change of culture here at Florida State. You've tasked them with wanting to be leaders. What do you expect from that group, your first recruiting class, and kind of helping transition this team into your image?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just holding each other accountable to doing what they say they were going to do when they all said they were coming here, and I think once we get to the point to where it's a player-led football team, I don't think we'll have a lot of issues on the football field, so challenging those guys, and they've been here for a year, they understand where we're at and where we need to go. It's every single day is to hold each other accountable and making sure that their teammates are keeping their why and why they came here as a priority every single day.
Last year to open spring, you gave fans a sneak peek. They got to come out and see a little bit. Do you have any plans, again, to have anything similar for this season?
Yeah, I plan on giving them a sneak peek again, and hopefully with a sneak peek this time we have the same turnout in the spring game we had last year. That was awesome. We had so many people and Doe Campbell. But we're going to open the first 2 practices for everyone to come out and watch our guys, and then we're going to go to work. We're going to close the rest of the practices and focus on us and focus on getting better as a football team with no distractions and making sure when we come out and play on April 6th for the spring game, we're showing the improvements that we need to make as a football team.
You have those 15 practices culminating with the spring game on April 6th. What are your priorities for this month of practice?
We want to get better as a football team overall. We want to get better, and I mentioned it earlier. We got to create some competitive depth, as a football team in every area, and so that's going to be important this spring. That each and every day that those young guys, some of them that hadn't played yet, we got to get them better and get them ready to play, and that's going to help us when it comes to the fall. And then, like I say, overall, just getting a lot better, especially in the areas that we're bad in. Making sure that we improve and we practice and see the improvements in those areas.
Do you still get the same excitement as a coach when spring practice comes around, getting out there the first time?
Oh, absolutely, and even more now. It's been such a long time since we played or practiced, and now it's here, and just seeing the work that our guys have put in the last 2 months, it's been very impressive. And if we make the improvement like we did in those areas on the football field in the spring, we're going to be all right as a football team. And I think with our team's attitude right now and the way they're working, I think we're going to have one heck of a spring.
Well, there you have it, Seminole fans. The Noles get back to work on Monday. Make sure you come out for those first couple of practices, check out the team, and be ready for that spring game on April 6th. For Coach Taggart, I'm Lane. Go Noles.
Go Noles!